Sakurai looks snazzy and confirms one Smash Bros. Ultimate Fighter while deconfirming another much anticipated Smash Bros. Ultimate Fighter. Monster Hunter Rise gets a fresh shipment of new meat and some amazing monsters that I love. And don't worry, 720p happy. The Switch Pro rumors are heating up and a lot of people are taking issue with the resolution in handheld mode, but I'm here to tell you why it's not that big of a deal. All that and more in today's big episode. Good morning, Mario. And good morning, Switch fans. Hope you guys are all having a lovely day as we move towards the weekend. Nintendo, though, not taking any time off. They're providing some major updates to some of their biggest games, and Capcom is right there along for the ride. In fact, Capcom is involved in just about every story of the day except for our poll, which you know we do at the end of every episode. Make sure to stay tuned to see how your vote turned out, and make sure to follow our community tab on YouTube so you can be a part of these votes each and every evening. And if you haven't subscribed yet, Good Morning Mario is your hub for everything Nintendo news, rumors, leaks, reports, impressions, and excitement. So make sure to join aboard. We would love to have you on these stormy seas, which have smoothed out as of late because Nintendo is providing the goods. So smash that like button if you're a fan of Nintendo. And let me know in the comments down below what you think about today's stories, which kick off with Sakurai looking snazzy. The dude rocks a cardigan better than just about anybody, but he is lonely, working from home, as seemingly no country can get COVID completely under control. Today was his Sakurai Presents presentation for Pyra and Mithra, detailing the new characters that are available today. Well, one character, but two forms, and it's happening later today. He went through all their moveset, looks pretty fun. I'm gonna check it out, but it is another sword fighter. So for those of you that are sick of that, this is Mats, more of the same. But what I found most interesting is one, love Nintendo doing these stealth drops. I mean, we kind of have learned to expect it, but boom, out today is a really fun way to play. And then it was the Mii Fighter costumes. These are always intriguing to see who Nintendo has partnered with, who they're working with, and what characters are making their appearance in Smash Ultimate via a silly hat, or maybe a suit of armor. Well, today, one of the long-standing Smash Bros. Ultimate DLC fighter rumors has been squashed, completely eviscerated. We've seen these things throughout the year. Remember Vergaben and all the fun rumors back when Ridley was this mythic fighter and then he was in the game. K. Rool we hope for. He came. Banjo, they brought him. They're not bringing Monster Hunter because today they announced Mii Fighter costumes for Monster Hunter Rise. We got the Hunter, we've got Rathalos armor, and we got a little Palico looking pretty darn cute. And that deconfirms a Monster Hunter character from getting a tentpole spot in this fighter pass. So who are the remaining two? Sakurai always says Nintendo decides. So who have they concocted for the final fighters in this absolutely glorious game? I'm so curious. I still think Crash Bandicoot is an option. I'm holding out hope that the big ace up the sleeve is Waluigi as the final fighter. I know, but come on, let a guy dream a little. They also showcased some Ghosts and Goblins Mii Fighter costumes. Capcom is just doing work for Nintendo, and I'm rising them up the ranks as one of the most prolific and one of the best supporters on Nintendo Switch. They're doing awesome work. And if that Resident Evil Outrage game does in fact come true, it does hit this year. I mean, whew. Monster Hunter Rise and a new Resident Evil exclusive to Switch, at least to start. I'm a happy camper. I think both those games will be amazing, and Monster Hunter Rise obviously is going to be the big one. But let me know, before we move on, who you want for the final fighters in Smash Bros. Ultimate. Do you have a dream? Has your dream been washed away as we wave goodbye to Monster Hunter? So long to Geno. You won't get Dixie. You probably won't get Doom Guy. And Dragon Ball Goku ain't due. So who do you think we're gonna get? Speaking of Monster Hunter, Capcom announced they're bringing back a boatload of familiar faces to Monster Hunter Rise, and I love it. Yes, there's Anjanath. Yes, there's Tobi-Kadachi. But all that matters is Puke, the greatest monster in all of Monster Hunter. Yeah, the new guy stuff, Magnamalo, okay, he's tough. He's cool. Puke is where it's at. This is my favorite monster. He's like a chameleon, got swallowed by a falcon, got transported to Japan, and then his tongue got stretched. This dude is Lickitung with color. This guy is absolutely amazing. He's not that difficult, but I love fighting him. I mean, check out what happened when I duked it out in World. Watch out when its head and tail are swollen. Why? It's gonna vomit on me? Test your might. Let's go, baby. Mortal freaking Kombat. Okay, yep, spitting on my friend. Oh, look at his tail. His tail is so cool. It's like a freaking hungry caterpillar. His tail, I chopped up. Oh my god, I chopped up his colorful tail. He's gonna hate me for that. The Pookster, the Pukester. He's going down. Boom, baby, that is a victory. Vomit all the trophies on my body because I just took down the grossest creature known to man. Woo! So yes, this game just gets better and better. I'm so pumped. 3 weeks. 3 weeks till... I mean, if they don't do Breath of the Wild 2, this might be the biggest Switch game of the year. I mean, I'm hoping we get like a Mario Kart 9 or BOTW 2 does hit, but like Monster Hunter Rise, it is massive. And the more weight they keep adding to this game, the better and better it gets. I cannot freaking wait. We're going to be live streaming the heck out of it. We're going to be hunting down that Puke. I'll probably ride him, pet him, cuddle him, snuggle him, nurture him. I don't know that I can slash him and crash him, but we'll have to decide together when that day comes. March 26th. Make it happen, and let me know your favorite Monster Hunter monster in the comments down below. It better be Puke. Last night was a huge night for Nintendo Switch Pro as Bloomberg issued a new report saying, hey, Samsung's making screens. They're making OLED screens for the Switch. They're ready to pump out 1 million a month starting in June, and this system is coming this holiday season. Everything's amped up. Insiders are saying, yeah, this is what they've been hearing. And the prospect of a Nintendo console with DLSS is amazing. They're gonna have some tech that actually is progressive, forward-thinking, futuristic. 4K output on the dock, but the sticking point, despite a lovely 7-inch screen, was 720p. Now everybody, myself included, thought this was blah. This was the garbage with all the goods, and every time you uncover something Nintendo does, isn't there always a stink? Well, it turns out that this really isn't so bad, and in fact might be a good thing. And rather than try and explain it to you myself with all the complicated terms and all the reasoning and ratios, I'm gonna read Jeff Grubb's tweets because I think he explained it so well, so concisely, and so perfectly. And this has me buzzing about a 720p screen that's OLED, gonna be better, brighter, more contrast, better battery life, and it's probably not gonna cost all that much more. Jeff Grubb says, I'm begging you, before you give your Switch Pro takes, please look at the pixel density of 720p at 7 inches. It's 209 pixels per inch, which is equivalent to a Retina display if you hold it 16 inches away from your face, which is 1 foot 4 inches, which you almost certainly do if you're an adult. 1080p in handheld is a waste of power, both in terms of performance and battery. Even on your phone, which probably has a super high resolution, games run at 720p because you won't notice the difference, but you would notice your battery draining in 20 minutes. Boom. Shh. All quiet on the Western and Eastern front because this makes perfect sense. We don't need that much more resolution, and I sure don't want to sacrifice battery life for it. Long as the system has the DLSS, long as the system can output 4K on my TV, I'm fine with 720p, a stretched out screen that's not going to look stretched because it's purposeful, a smaller bezel, and I do believe now that the form factor of the Switch Pro is going to be the exact same. I think all the Joy-Con are going to work. I think they're just going to reduce that bezel, expand the screen, and maybe find a way to make the materials or just the otherwise structure of the console look a little bit more premium. But I love this. 209 pixel density sounds great. Okay, text and UI would get smaller at 1080p. That right there, boom, we can't have that. It's already so goofy. But as Jeff Grubb points out, and as others have stated, and I've even told you, the OLED and the contrast improvements are going to be much better and more important than a resolution bump. Now, there's still a lot of things to suss out and find out about the Switch Pro and like when it's coming, if it's 100% official, and what the under the hood power is like. And how is it all gonna work with games? Are third parties gonna be allowed to make Switch Pro only games? Or is that gonna be a no-no? And when will this thing launch? What will it launch alongside it? So much to discuss, so much excitement. I know a lot of you are still naysayers. I know a lot of you are still doubters, but this system is happening. So let me know in the comments down below if you're gonna pick one up. Alrighty, it's poll time, and it's also tea time. Comfort and Soothe tea from Target, a delicious blend that will help anytime you have a little tickle in your throat, which I do not have, thank goodness, cross my fingers, knock on ceramic or wood. Let's not get too goofy. But I do like the taste of this. The licorice blend with the lovely lemon is just, it's just perfect for a day like today. And this poll was perfect because we were talking about the Switch Pro. I asked, how much do you think the Nintendo Switch Pro will cost at launch in US dollars? And your options were $300, $350, $380, and $400. Now, I was very surprised to see that a lot of you expect to pay a ton for this system, and I hope you're wrong. 50% said $400, which that's a pricey system. And you have to remember, that would be the same cost as a PS5 digital edition. Nintendo will want to come out swinging, and they'll want this thing to be a home run. Not only their premier system, but one that can become more prominent and push its way into the market. Now, it'll never usurp the OG Switch. That thing is a juggernaut. But at $400, it's not gonna come close. And you have to remember, the PS5 digital edition is $400. The Xbox Series S is $300. And yes, I know Nintendo believes in their hybrid powers, and their console has so many great games and exclusives compared to the other guys. But I think a $350 price point is a better bet. 32% of you, including myself, believe it'll come in at $350, which allows them to still keep that like elite, this is the better, this is new, this is great price point without sacrificing too much. Now, 10% of you think it'll replace the Switch at $300, which I think is totally possible. Nintendo wants to go toe-to-toe with Series S. They want to come in $100 lower than PlayStation 5, and maybe they're ready to bump the OG Switch down to $250 or $279. Then you've got the Lite at $200, the Switch at $250, and the Switch Pro /XL/Power/Plus/Ooh La La at $300. That is a lineup that will not be beat. I mean, Nintendo's got so many points of entry, so many options, so much choice, and great value, especially considering their insane library in comparison to what PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series S and X will have. Even this holiday season, their lineup is going to still be sparse, and Nintendo's will be massive. And they're really planning to expand on that with all the titles that they've talked about thus far. And I'm just so pumped to see this thing realize. I hope there are more leaks. I hope there are more reports. And you know I've got you covered. And make sure to come back tonight for the poll to see what I'm going to ask you and to make sure your voice gets heard. For now, though, that's going to do it for Good Morning Mario. I thank you so much for being a part of our show, a part of our community. I love you guys. Hope you're having a great Thursday. If things are going rough, take a quick deep breath. Think of 5 things you're grateful for. Reset, and remember, you've got today. No matter if you're happy or no matter if you're sad, this is your day. You decide, you choose, make it happen. I love you guys a lot. I appreciate you making this a part of your day. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Smash that like button if you want to support the channel. Let me know your answers to my questions in the comments down below. And until next time, everybody, stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy out there. I love you a lot. SwitchForce out.